Hello, this is Module 5 Video 12. This video is about our SayAction. So first of all, let me create the classes as per usual. Righto, so what we need from a SayAction is to be able to give it some text to say, and then it should use our speech service to say that text. Now, the interesting aspect of this, I think, or the most interesting aspect of this is this duration, because our speech service, as you may recall, doesn't have any it doesn't surface any information about the duration of the text that you give it to speak. And in fact, I'm not even sure that the iOS API allows you to determine the duration of some piece of text when it's spoken. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just hard code the duration as 0, which may seem awful, but in practice, I don't think it's going to be a major issue, because unless you're saying something really long, then the time is close enough to 0 that it won't really be noticeable. So all this means is that if you've got a lot of speaking in your exercise program, the exercise program duration will actually be less than the actual duration once you add the speaking back in. So anyway, let's get started with some tests. Right, so here are our tests. Usual stuff around making sure the constructor throws if it's given null. We need to take two parameters as discussed, the speech service and the actual text to say. Making sure the duration is always 0. Making sure the execute async throws if the context is null. Making sure that the execute async throws if the context has been cancelled. Ensuring that we pause correctly. So if the context is paused, then this task.wait should never complete. We're waiting for 50 milliseconds. That's about my limit in terms of the length of or the duration of the test itself. I'd prefer this to be a bit lower actually, but I found that on mobile devices, it does take a bit longer to run tests, so I'll give it 50 milliseconds. And then finally, we make sure that when we do execute a successful run, so making sure that the speech services speak async method is called with the same text as what we're passing into the SayAction. Right, so let's just fix the constructor so we can actually build here. And try running the tests. Okay, so all failing and all failing as we'd expect by the looks of it. Yep. So the implementation. So that's the implementation, pretty straightforward. We just store both constructor parameters as fields and then return a hard-coded 0 for the duration. And execute async, we first of all make sure the context is not null, then we throw if the cancellation token has been cancelled, and then we use our helper method in the context to wait while we're paused. And then finally we just pass on the text to the speech service and await that. Right, so let's try our test. All passing. So a much simpler action than the previous couple of actions we've looked at. But there you have it. That's our SayAction. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.